Yes, yes. I mean, music has been it's been something I've loved doing ever since I was young.
Did you see yourself here like doing musicals? Now I know you're doing it big
I
time.
mean, I didn't see it like this. I didn't see it like this, but I always had that dream that I would sing. But I didn't see it like this. And because I remember somewhere before, I mean, after, no, before Stars of the Future and all of that, I didn't even picture myself. I just loved music and I loved to sing. There was actually a point in time I wasn't even part of my church choir. I'll just be in church and I'll be somewhere. When I go as a regular church member, I'll just go sit down, listen to the sermon. When they are done, I'll go home. Still, I think after SS, someone choked me and they called me to become part of the choir or something like that. But I've loved music.
You have?
Yes, yes, yes.
So you mentioned Stars of the Future. I'm going to go into that. This will be after uni, right? Or
Before uni.
Before uni. That's
Yes.
senior high.
Yes. after senior
Okay.
high.
So the young Luigi Maclean is now were you in the church choir then? Or these were the times that you were
I
sitting
think
at
yes.
the
I
other
was
side.
no. This was when I had been choked, so I joined the
You
choir.
joined the choir.
Yes.
So you're in the choir, no, and then you heard the advert.
Yes, I mean it had happened I think twice.
Okay.
The first one was when Irene Logan won,
Yeah,
I think, and
right.
the second one was Justice of Soul Winners fame.
On your record there.
And I think the third one was Adina. Adina was from my church, so it was like my church had become like a regular face at the
So-
Stars of Future, because it became like a culture where the church members will gather, the teens will gather and come and throng to the National Theatre and come and support.
oh,
Yes, so
that's interesting.
It was quite
Did you ever
interesting, but-
attend when you were not on?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't. I didn't usually go out.
Okay.
I didn't usually go out.
That be
Oh, no be so.
Mama B.
No be so.
Open myself. So I'm interested in that story. How did you decide? Like, what really moved you to?
The interesting thing is, loving music. I've always followed music, events and stuff like that, especially with these reality competitions. And first there was nothing like that prior to all these Ghanaian ones coming up. The only one we knew was American Idol. So I actually had a dream that I'll go to American Idol.
It's not too late.
Obviously, very late. Very, very late. So, so that had been because whenever I see them singing, I was like, oh, I'll find myself sitting behind the TV and singing along, trying out some of the things they did. I was like, oh, I really want to be on American Idol one day. And so, back then there was nothing like that in Ghana till I think Stars of the Future came up. One of them, either Stars or Mentor, one of them came up. And I was like, oh, I really want to try this thing out. So that was when I think the desire came. So after SS, I think I had the chance. I was like, okay, look, I'm 18. I can go for this now. So
You
I
discuss your
applied.
mom and dad,
Oh, yes. They've been super supportive ever since. Super.
and they said, "Hey,"
They said, oh, yes,
Go.
I should go all out for it.
and you did.
Yeah.
Did you pay for the forms?
But do I even remember? I don't think. I think
Okay.
probably something.
But I
something
want to
like
know,
that.
you paid for it or your parents paid it for you?
I can't remember.
If you had to pay, would that have been your money?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
don't think
that
so.
that tells the support was good.
Oh yeah.
So
they've been super
you went there with the mindset that you wanted to become a star.
I just enjoyed watching them do it. I just felt like, this is a way to express my gift. So I didn't even think about being a star. I just wanted to go express myself. Because the interesting thing about it is, I found that the other contestants, they were after Stars of Future, there are other events that came up, like Project Fame, where they tried going for that. Like it wasn't there. The experience I wanted to have, I had already. So
Oh, I
you
see.
didn't even.
So
take
so
me
what
to-
stage were you? Did you stay in?
I think I got to. I was part of the top 6. I think I was the.
Oh wow!
Yes, I was the last but one to be evicted before the final 4.
How did you feel when you got evicted?
Oh, as around that time I said, "Me and my break a crown."
I see. It was quite demanding, yeah.
Yes.
What would you say was your
Weekend
favorite
break
song on the night? Either
I
of the
don't
nights.
remember. I think I did. Jiwaye by Nyokai for gospel night.
But all the other days you were singing all the other ones.
Yes. They had like categories. They
Okay.
had reggae.
You couldn't
night.
go and say that merely injure someone from church.
Oh, they had requirements, so I think they laid that down for everyone to know during the auditions.
No come and
because
say
the audition, a lot of people were singing
okay
gospel and things, and they were like,
what was your entry song?
I think it was a song by Neo.
Hey.
I think,
R&B, huh?
Charlie.
Are you an R&B guy?
The funny thing is, actually, back in school, my nickname was the King of African R&B.
Oh, really?
So before I had all this whole, like, I held on to, like, being like a gospel minister singing for God. There was actually the dream. I felt like, but Ghana, there's no one putting us on the map when it comes to R&B. So, like, back in SS, like, I was a serious thing. I was like, Charlie, no, I have to come out. So actually, so it was something that my friends knew. I mean, you know, school is like, SHS is like a closely knit thing. So, so people started calling, my friends started calling me the King of African R&B.
The King of African. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the King of African Gospel R&B.
Oh, wow.
That means you were singing in school. That was Kwabuche, right?
Yes, I was singing in school back in.
I see. Were you in the school choir or this is just a personal?
Yes, I was in the school choir, but I became pretty active when I was in my final year. I think that was when I had the change of mind and the change of heart. You know, I mean, growing up in a Christian home, yes, I knew God, but I didn't think I had that personal, very personal relationship, knowing Him in order to find out the purpose He had for me with regards to my gift. You know? So I think I remember I have memories of running away from rehearsal. I mean, even if you ask Coops and Charlie, the kind of trouble I give them back in school, you know, they had this. I was in Joyful Way back on campus on the Kwabuche Hills, and they had this culture where they turn off lights when we're praying. I don't know, probably maybe to not distract people, and that was like my cue to run out. I tell you. So whenever the lights were out,
you're gone.
Oh, awake, right?
Really?
So I was running out till I think third year in my Form 3, as we call it. That was when I was like, okay, no, I really want to do this thing. I think prior to that, I found out a couple of friends, like 4 boys. I found out they were singing gospel, but they were doing it in like a fresh manner, like, you know, like the whole style, like fresh, what young people could relate to. So I was like, okay, so this could be done with gospel. I think that was one of the major things that like turned me around. Yes.
So what happened? What would you say was the experience? What hit you to really get to know God for yourself?
I don't know. I think the fact that, you know, the whole boarding school experience where you are on your own, you know, no one will call you to do morning devotion. It's you. And for me, coming from a Christian home, they leave you, when your parents are leaving you, leave you with a Bible, your provisions, of course, and then the books they bought for you to study, you know. So, I mean, it gets to a point where you have to make that decision. I think it got to that point for me where I had memories or stored up memory of things I've been taught by my parents. And I was like, okay, this is what I've known. And I feel I've learned things from it, things that have been beneficial to me. So I feel like, I mean, even when I've been left on my own, I think this is what I have to continue because this is what I know.
And this was final year, senior high school?
Yes, I think it was prior to final year, but final year was like the main part I started doing.
Thank God you gave your heart to Him.
Amen.
So otherwise, by now you would be serious R&B.
I'm sure.
What's your favorite R&B? Sing one R&B. Just backslide small. Sing one R&B.
Right now, the genres they mix in my head. They are confusing.
Give me a nail. Give me a nail.
Oh, I forgot all the songs. I'm deleted. Oh, I'm power.
So did you plan writing a gospel R&B song?
Well, I think so. I mean, with my friends, I think we did a few. I've not actually recorded any because I've had a little bit of. I've not been used to writing, so I think sometimes back then I didn't really believe in my writing. So yes, so most of the songs I have back then I've not actually paid attention to them.
Sing me one.
I
want to pay attention to it for you. I want to pay attention to it for you. Sing me one. I just want to hear something you wrote.
But that's a long time ago.
Don't worry. I'll judge you from. I'll judge you from a long time ago. Not now.
Let me see.
It's coming.
Okay, so the one I can remember. Look at me, Montreal.
To your children.
If you're cheating, stealing, laughing at everybody you saw, it seems I was also doing something of that sort. I had to stop when his love came in and held me close. I feel a change. That is why something. Then the chorus was like, overthrown, overthrown, overthrown in my life, overthrown in my life, overthrown in my life. It was like the enemy has been overthrown in my life. Something like
No, but this is good.
Oh, Uncle V.
This is R&B.
Uncle V, you cool down.
No, this is good, you know. No, trust me.